Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Jenia. Okay, so this time today I was a bit too skeptical to post such an intro with the complete disaster of a house. Although it is not the first time, this is one of the messiest my bedroom has ever been. And so of course there is some embarrassment, some uncertainty whether I'm ready for some judgment from people or not. But then I thought there's gotta be another person or a few whose house also gets like this from time to time. And in a situation like this, I know for sure that the one thing that could probably help is to know that you are not all that alone, that some of other people's houses also get to a stage of such a complete mess that you really don't know where to start cleaning. And if it's not something that you can relate to, I totally get it. I was like that once before. My life was very calm. I would come home from work and I would clean up my apartment. Half the times I didn't have to do anything because it was already clean as it is. There would be nobody to mess it up while I was gone. I did not have kids or pets. It felt really peaceful and very nice to come to a clean home almost every night, but now it is different. It is time for some craziness with 4 kids, 4 and under in my case. It is time for messy house, no time. It is time for endless laundry, cooking, cleaning, and just chaos in general. And I think this season, just like all the other seasons of our lives, should be enjoyed because there is beauty in every season of our lives, I think. I'll tell you what happened here in a minute, but just wanted to let it out that life can get pretty busy, kids or no kids, pets or no pets, job or no job. You might be sick after all. It doesn't matter what the situation is, it's your situation, and it is okay for you to have a home that gets messy. There are people out there that are in the same boat, and you're definitely not alone. If that helps anybody today to see my house in this shape, then that is worth any embarrassment for me, because I know the last thing I want to hear is somebody to tell me into my face that, hey, your house is a wreck and you should be embarrassed. What I want to hear is some words of encouragement and understanding. That way there is way more possibility for me to get moving and get my house in order. But anyways, I'll tell you what happened in just a second. Let me just first say that my name is Jenia. Even if you happen to be new, I'm glad to have you here. Here on this channel you'll find plenty of real life messes, cleaning, organizing and decluttering motivation. I am a mom of 4. My daughter is 4, my son is 2, and I have 2 newborns. They're twin boys and they're 2 months old. In today's video we're going to clean this bedroom top to bottom, as well as master bathroom. We need to tidy that up as well. It gets messy pretty quick, and then we'll move down to the kitchen and we're gonna make some cream of tomato soup with grilled cheese sandwich. I have proof for you that it is extremely delicious, and you'll see it when we get to it. I just started with a clean cloth, so I decided to take care of all the mirrors around. So I went into the bathroom to use the same cloth for the mirrors before I start wiping other surfaces with it. One of my twins got sick and I kept them both with me in bed that night. There is no point in keeping them separate at this point. They both are going to get sick. This is a queen size bed, and to fit two babies on it comfortably with me and my husband was really quite tricky, so even my husband could not fit on that bed that night. So he actually had to sleep in the guest room, and I was just trying to get through the night. It's Alex that is sick and he will be okay, don't you worry. We already went to the doctor, but it was a night of endless bottles, diapers, burps, and spilled milk on the floor. Thankfully, I did change the sheets the night before, and also thankfully I did not get the sheets dirty. It was just my shirt that got dirty a little bit, so I did not have to change the sheets again. But the floor area near the bed got some spilled milk on it, so I'll just have to mop the floors. On top of all of this, all of the clothes of my husband's got messed up. This big dresser in the bedroom, that's where all his clothes are. My 2-year-old is going through the castle phase. He is building castles from morning to night. Everything is a castle. Last week he spent a lot of time in his room just building castles out of his sheets and pillows. Basically what happened is that I was downstairs and he was upstairs. I thought he was watching TV and he was building a castle, and he actually thought that he could build it with daddy's clothes. He took all of the clothes out of the dresser, out of each in single drawer, except for one of them, which is my drawer. The top right one is just anything but clothes in that drawer. And there you go. So here's a little clip when I walked into the room, what it looked like. No, you do it right now because I told you that before. No, toys go into the playroom. So that was them tidying up already halfway through. Anya, my daughter, was not a part of building that castle, but she joined in helping to put this all back. Obviously, my 2-year-old just put the clothes back as the best way he could. He just threw it back into the drawers. He put the toys back into the playroom. But that evening there was still a bunch of clothes left on the floor, and so before I went to bed I just kind of pushed it aside, knowing that I would be tidying up the next day. So that was a good opportunity to actually straighten out my husband's dresser. I desperately wanted to just declutter a bunch of stuff, but the thing is with him, he wears about 75% of everything that he owns pretty much on a daily basis. He has so many shirts, but he wears pretty much every single one of them. He's a pretty active individual. Sometimes when he works outside, he has to have a separate shirt because he's gonna sweat through it. Then when he goes and plays his sports outside of work, he also wears different shirts, so he would go through about 2 to 3 shirts on a single day. And that is not to mention all the spit up that we at the moment have to deal with the twin newborns. That always ends up on your shoulders. But anyways, I did manage to put some clothes aside that I did not see him wear for quite a while. That's mostly Christmas pajamas. This dresser is pretty stuffed, so I decided to just take Christmas pajamas out since he only wore them maybe once, and I'm gonna put them into the closet and ask him later if he is okay to declutter them. That is because I know his mom always gets us a new set of pajamas. I'm not sure if that's an American tradition or not, but I notice we always have a set of new pajamas every single year during Christmas. So if we are going to get new ones anyways, then I think we should just declutter these ones because they're just taking up space.
I tried so hard to let go, writing poetry and rhymes just to get you off my mind. It's either yes or it's no. I'm not a yo-yo on a string that you flip and twist and swing. I'm not gonna vibe tonight. You don't get everything you like, 'cause I'm not ready. If I'm not ready, you don't get everything you like. 'Cause I'm not ready. If I'm not ready, second guessing your words, 'cause you choke right when I see that you're all I really need. But if I'm honest, I know this whole thing has been a sign that I'm running out of time.
I'd like to quickly mention, do you see this little white basket? I got 2 of them from Amazon with a great discount. I never paid attention to their Prime Day sale before, but now I do. It's kind of like Black Friday, but for Amazon. This time it was, I believe, in July, but then there was another one literally last month. They're supposed to only have it once a year as far as I know. Basically, a lot of things are there with a great discount, and if I know that a sale of Prime Day is coming, I'm just going to write down the things that I need and wait for that day. Basically, I got those white baskets and a bunch of other stuff on Prime Day sale. I'm not going to be talking about it all that long because it's going to make you feel like you missed your train, but maybe next year you'll keep in mind that there is such a thing as Prime Day sale on Amazon. Not hard to believe, but there was some milk spilled on that dresser as well, so I had to wipe it. I do enjoy this microfiber floor mop very much. The floors in this bedroom are cork and they are sensitive to water, and this microfiber mop is perfect for those kind of floors because it doesn't get the floors very wet. I like the fact that the microfiber pad is reusable, rewashable. I don't have to keep on buying new pads to wash my own floors, and the same goes for the solution. You just stick your own solution into this little tank and you don't have to keep on buying the same thing over and over again. I do have the Swiffer mop as well, but that comes with their own pads and their own solution, and while I enjoy it so much, it smells amazing, I just don't like to keep on paying for the pads to wash my own floors. But if you do have the Swiffer mop, up. Let me know in the comments, are you just in love with it, or do you also get annoyed a little bit from time to time that you have to pay so much to wash your own floors? But anyways, we are now done with the bedroom and we are in master bathroom. Yes, this is how messy it gets right now when the nights are really busy with my new babies. And I hope you understand me right. I don't mean in any way to talk about my two beautiful newborn babies like there's some kind of problem in this house. It's just that I have not been cleaning as much. I also happen to know that I've been pretty tired lately, and I'm guessing that might have something to do with a couple of newborn babies that I have on my hands right now. When you're postpartum and you're very tired and sleep deprived for the first few months, when you are physically in it, in the process of it, it seems like it's never gonna finish because you're not thinking straight. Well, it is only just a few months and they're also not gonna be newborns anymore. There's so many mixed feelings. You kind of don't want the time to pass by, but also you kind of want to get some sleep, and that part you wish to be over. I remember before I gave birth, I was preparing myself mentally for those thoughts that I'm going through right now. The fact that when it gets a little bit difficult, it's going to seem like it's never gonna finish, but it actually is just a few months. I was preparing myself for a lot of hard work, and I just wanted to train myself to think that when the times get hard, remember, it will be over before you even know it. And when it comes to cleaning the house while you're tired, I took my break. The break is over. It's time to get to work. I heard somebody say the other day, if you're tired, do it tired. And that's what we're doing today. We're straightening out this space that is a complete disaster, and it's gonna feel so much better that I am gonna forget that I was tired in the first place.
Share our secrets as we let go. No more illusions, no more standing still. All of fusion will never cease to thrill. Wilderness, we give you our mess. We're so
Okay, we're now finished with the bedroom and we have tidied up the bathroom. It is time to get downstairs to the kitchen. We're gonna do some cooking and we're gonna store some vegetables in the fridge while we're cooking. So when it comes to tomato soup, I think I've made it once or twice before. I've used a couple of different recipes. It really did turn out really well. This version today was my favorite and my husband's favorite, I believe. I could not quite decide if I wanted to use fresh tomatoes or canned tomatoes for this cream of tomato soup, and so I decided to combine both of them, and I found one recipe with fresh tomatoes, another recipe with canned tomatoes, and I sort of combined them both the best way it made sense to me. The main objective I always have when I cook is to add as many vegetables as I can to my recipes. Here today I'm using carrots, celery, onions, and while I'm frying up those, I'm going to store the celery in the fridge, and my cutting board was sliding all over the table, so I'm just putting a wet paper towel under the cutting board so it doesn't slide. You can also use a cloth or a towel to put it under the cutting board if you have the same problem. It is my favorite cutting board, but it does slide all over the table. So I'm just frying up the vegetables for the soup, and in the meanwhile I'm going to wash the celery, put it into a mason jar in water, and store it in the fridge. That way I believe it stays fresh a little bit longer, and we're going to do the same thing with carrots when we get a second. As a mom, I try to learn a lot of hacks to sneak veggies into my kids' meals, and of course the best way to do it is when you can blend it in a soup or in a sauce, but at the end of the day it's not just for the kids, it's for us as well. Let's not forget to eat our veggies as well. I didn't mind using these tomatoes for the soup because they were starting to get a little bit soft, and I didn't want to use them in a salad. If I wasn't making the soup today, I would probably just freeze these tomatoes, and later on I would make a sauce, like a pasta sauce with them. That's what I normally do. So So I added the tomatoes, salt, pepper, and some garlic, and I'm just going to let it steam until it softens up. For my diced tomatoes in a can, I decided to use fire roasted. I just love these, and I believe this gave my soup a really nice kick. I really do recommend to try some of those fire roasted tomatoes, or at least Italian blend or Italian style canned tomatoes. So I'm also using crushed tomatoes. I think one of the recipes asked for that, and I just combined what I had in my pantry. I also just added butter right now because I forgot to do it earlier and the recipe asked for it. Now we're adding 2 cups of chicken stock and letting it simmer while I'm going outside and getting some basil that I still have in my greenhouse. The greenhouse is a mess at the moment because I'm not really using it. I just put a couple of plants in here to save them from the cold. And of course I had a bunch of basil that just kept multiplying for me. The recipe did ask for basil, so that's why I wanted to use the fresh one, and I also love using it for pesto sauce. So if you don't have an immersion blender, you might as well use a regular blender. You'll just have to blend the soup little by little. And of course, keeping in mind that it's extremely hot, so you want to use the top on the blender. I just recently got myself this immersion blender because simply so many recipes ask for it. I always thought it was going to be expensive, but it was only like $25. So I thought it would be really wrong not to get one when you have kids, because it makes it easy to hide vegetables in your soups. So lastly, I added some more salt to the soup, half and half, and Parmesan cheese. I'm blending it all together and then trying it, and if I'm satisfied, I'm just gonna start making grilled cheese sandwiches. This plant butter simply tastes the best to me. I always buy it at Costco and always use it. Okay, when it comes to grilled cheese sandwiches, actually, I am not a professional. My cheese was not melting, so for the second sandwich, I actually put the cheese on the sandwich first, and then I covered the frying pan with a lid so that the cheese started melting. That way, it turned out way better than before. So I'm not gonna be telling you that I have years of experience of cooking behind my shoulders, but I do try to eat really healthy, like I said, with a lot of vegetables, and I do try a lot of different things and recipes. Whenever something turns out just really well, that's when I share it on my channel with you guys. And of course, I have some failed recipes as well, but I would never think about sharing those with you here on my channel. My proof to you that this tomato soup was incredible was that the kids ate it. The kids don't lie, but if they do lie, it is really obvious. So my kids ate a few plates of this soup, as well as my husband, of course.
Soup sandwich is yummy.
I I am aware that a lot of you know that it is one of the best ways to store carrots and celery in water in a mason jar in the fridge, but there is another reason I do that I wanted to remind you of, and that is that way the carrots and celery are pretty much ready to go. You just have to take them out and cut them up. If you want to eat more of something like vegetables or fruits, of course just make it more convenient for you to get it. Store it in the fridge in front of everything else. That way, when you open up your fridge and it's full of fresh veggies and that's the first thing you see, it's probably the first thing you're going to eat. That's why a lot of us end up eating fast food so much, because they make it convenient. The last thing you want to be doing when you're hungry is to probably cook for a long time or even decide what you want to eat. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed today's video and I'll see you next Saturday. Alright, bye bye now.